Hi, so I'm the project manager for Group 4, and this is for the City Dome and Convention Center. I'm Maxwell Cherapata, along with Brian Chiatola, who will be doing the demo later, Paul Janowski, Eric Hilfiger, and Raimundo Luis de los Santos. So to begin with the business requirements, the most important thing for them was to have a more efficient data storage, and this included no double booking, which was a paramount feature to them. And also they didn't want to have to do everything manually anymore. Another big thing was have it be user-friendly for employee use, especially those who are not as tech-savvy. It still has to be a system that is easy and accessible. We also needed to have reports available for their marketing team to use, and also had the potential to use this as a self-service feature for customers in the future. And while this was not a deliverable to have a front-facing user interface for customers to use, it is something we wanted to keep in mind if they ever wanted to add this feature, that it would be something easier to implement. So for the system requirements, a booking will contain customer information, venue information, catering information, and the date and time. The customer information is their contact info, which would have the name and the organization, and our system also must be able to handle multiple customers from the same organization. It also has to include address, phone, and email to contact them. And as far as venue goes, it needs to have the name of the room, size, capacity, and any other specifications that the facilities teams may need, such as chair placement. Co-located venues may also be combined to be used by individuals or organizations if they need more space than is allotted by one room in particular. It also has to have a schedule for employees to view in real time so they can see what is available and what is already booked. And again, absolutely no double booking. Some more system requirements for the caterers. We just need the contact info, menu, and the cost per person. And as far as time goes, the rooms must be available to reserve from 7 a.m. to midnight and available to clean from 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. and will not allow any booking beyond those hours. Any event must last a minimum of 2 hours and they will be booked in 15-minute increments. We also must add time for cleaning, and that would be 1 hour if catering is involved and 30 minutes if no catering is involved. We also needed to have the reports built in, which included discounts for their top customers from the previous month, and as well as canceled bookings so they could analyze. Our system architecture diagram, it's fairly simple, but the user computer will make an HTTP request to Python Anywhere, which is the web server where our web app is hosted. Our web app is built using the Django framework, which has SQLite built in, so we did not need to access any external database. And then the information flows back to the web server, which flows back to the user to view. So I also included the project context diagram for you to look at here for a moment. I'm not going to go and explain it all because that would take too long. However, I think it was important to show how our scheduling system interacts with all the various information fields that we have. Strengths of the project. It's an easy web-based solution, and it says good accessibility, which is important to the business requirements as it needed to be easy to use and user-friendly. And we chose Django because it's easier to model data with Django as traditionally coding in PHP and SQL. However, there were a few weaknesses. One is that it was sometimes difficult to model date and times, and it is harder to integrate third-party apps. And this flows right into this part, where the better alternative would have been perhaps an out-of-box solution that was already pre-built. However, we had to build it ourselves, and I doubt the budget would have allowed for something like that. But it would have been easier for them to create reports if they were able to integrate specialized reporting software into the system. And now for the demo. It's going to be on a separate file for you to view, but Brian Chiatola will be heading it as he was the main engineer. So thank you, and I will hand it off to Brian for the demo.
All right, so this is the demo for the City Dome and Convention Center booking system. So you begin by navigating to this URL. So all you need is a web browser. This project is hosted on Python Anywhere. It's written in the Python language, in the Django framework. And so we'll begin. This is the login page. I have login credentials here automatically saved, but they are included in a separate document. So we log in and we're brought to the bookings page. So this page lists all the bookings that we currently have booked. So you can create a new booking, and then you can view these individual bookings. The bookings are split by the booking room name and the date and time that the booking was made. So, for example, we can look at a booking here. We're given the customer. In this case, customer's name is Sandy. The catering options, the venue that the room that the booking is for. This is the date that the booking was made. Although this should be different, but the date is when the booking was made. And then the start time for the booking and the end time for the booking. And then if we do want to cancel a booking date, we just change this is canceled to true. So just like you can view a booking, you can also edit the booking. So here, if we wanted to change the caterer, we could just select a different caterer from our catering list. Likewise, we can change all these different fields, the date, the start time. So if we wanted to change the cancellation, say, hey, this booking is now canceled, we could update it. So when we look at this booking, we'd say, oh, look, it's true, so the booking is canceled. So we do not delete the bookings. So we'll go back to the bookings page, which is the page that you kind of land after you log in. So we've looked through the bookings. Let's see how to create one. So you would create new booking. You would select your caterer. If your caterer is not in this list of options, you would go to caterers, this link here, and you would add a caterer. Likewise, same with the customer, and I'll show you how to do all of that. So let's say we want to choose Subway as our caterer. We'd like Scooby-Doo to be the customer. We want to do it in the South Conference Room. And we want the date to be, so the date has to be in a specific format. It has to look like this. So this is, this would automatically be generated in the final version of this prototype. So this wouldn't be something that we'd have to enter. It would be something that would be automatically stamped. So here it is, 6:14 p.m. I'm making a booking for this date, this start time, this end time. This would say 2019, December 5th, 6:14 p.m. is when I made this booking. So that's something yet to be changed. So the booking start time here has to be in this format as well. The year, followed by the month, followed by the day, and then followed by the time. So we say we want to do it at that time, and we'd like to end the booking, let's say at, let's take a look here, 2 hours later. Let's say 2 hours later. So something that would also be included in the final version of this prototype is that this would be more intuitive. You would just put in a date, or you'd be able to select a date from a calendar and just add a time. That's probably not military time, but for the time being, this is sufficient. So we go to create the booking, and look, we have this booking in the South Conference Room 2019 at this time, and we can see it. So likewise, we can see caterers the same way. These are the caterers created. Click on a caterer, you'll see their phone number, the email address, their menu type, and cost per person. And then you can also see what bookings involve this caterer. So with caterers, you can also create a new caterer. Like you would add a caterer name here, let's say Acme, phone number, just a random phone number. It's probably not even right. An email, menu type, say Italian, $10 per person. We have created this caterer. So we can see this caterer and our list here of caterers. Same thing with customer. We can see our customers here. We can create a new customer by adding the customer name, say Hannah, T, address, address, city, let's say Milwaukee in Wisconsin, 211, phone number, whatever number we want to add, email, we'll add this one, organization, let's say UWM, create a customer, and there is that customer. Likewise, we can edit a customer by hitting the edit button. We can do the same with venue. I'm not going to add another room here, but you certainly can. So you can see the venue details, the name, the venue fee, the size, the capacity, and the booking status, the bookings that have booked this venue, and edit, and you can also create with the create button. And then we have this search feature, which allows us to sort of dynamically search different bookings. So you can search by the start time, by the end time, but because the input of the dates has to be this particular format, it is a little currently not the most user-friendly, so we'll just search by venue, but these do work. So if we want to search by the South Conference Room, we would select that and hit search. We could see the bookings here. So there's one booking for that room. The North Center, let's look. There are 4 bookings. Foundation Conference Center, these bookings. And if there are no bookings, nothing is listed. But likewise, if we want to search all the bookings, we just search no selection, search for it, and there we have it. Our first report is bookings by customer list. So as we add bookings, they are added to this list. So this will change over time as we add more customers. So like when we just added that Scooby-Doo in the South Conference Room, that was automatically added to this list. Report 2 gives us booking by venue in order of, it would be in order of venue in the final version of this prototype. Right now they're just listed here. So we just added this South Conference Room here. It gets added to this report. That's kind of covers the whole system. When we're done, we log out.